Hello everyone, this is Corey coming to you with a brand new, very short, not sure if I like it, just got it yesterday, but my sister says it makes me look a lot like a boy, haircut on August 20th, Thursday, in a bit of a hurry because mother is off getting sister from band practice and there's very little time left in the house alone. So, let's launch right into today's topic without tripping over our words as much as possible. Hello everyone at Genderqueer Chat. You may have met me before, I'm not sure, but I'm Corey, and I propose the topic for this week, family relationship terms. And they're usually pretty gendered, and they came up with me because I'm staying at my family's house for the summer, and it's driving me crazy. So that's been on my mind a lot. So everyone's brought up some really good points in their videos so far. Unfortunately, I'm shooting before Megan has a chance to post. I'm sure you'll have wonderful, insightful things to say. I definitely agree with what everyone has said so far. It does seem like a bit of a hassle to try to get family to change how they refer to you, unless you're doing like a full transition, and then they would kind of have to change the words that they're using to refer to you, or else risk looking foolish. So I get referred to as all the female equivalents of family relationship words. I'm a niecey, and my aunt loves her nieces to pieces. I'm a daughter, and I'm not an aunt. I'm a cousin, and I'm supposedly a sister. So far, I've denied all of my family requests on Facebook, just because it's sister, daughter, and niece, and I don't feel like putting gender on my Facebook page. I think they should just have it be an option to be gender neutral in the family thing, so I could just be a sibling. I could be a child. And my sister does show up as a child on my dad's Facebook page, but the confirmation request says daughter, and I'm not comfortable with that. I was searching because I am a linguist, which is why this is super important to me, no matter how hopeless it is that I'll get my family to actually change and say these things, because saying, oh yes, my child and my sibling are a little bit awkward. But it works in writing, and it works for knowing there is a word, and being a linguist, that is important to me. This group of elementary kids are moving to put the word nibbling in the official Oxford English Dictionary, where nibbling is a truncation and combination of niece and nephew and sibling. So it would be your sibling's child would be nibbling, and it would replace niece and nephew and be gender neutral. And it's kind of like sibling in that it would probably be used only in the plural instance for most people. So my siblings, which covers both genders. So my nibblings would cover nieces and nephews. But it is handily convenient for genderqueer people, and I think it's kind of nifty, and it's not too awkward to say, although I don't think it'll catch on as quickly as even gender neutral pronouns necessarily. But it is an option. So I was also researching what other gender free words there are, and there's parent and guardian, which I think guardian should be used in a lot more paperwork just to be more PC, and I think PC is important. I was having this debate earlier at work with a coworker who thinks it makes us all soft and makes us so sensitive to having our feelings hurt, and no, I think those feelings are there beforehand, and I think being PC is recognizing that and being better people. I don't think it's weakening a generation at all. I think it's making us much more aware and good. So that's my 2 cents on that right there. I have to look at my list of gender neutral words. Grandparent is gender neutral, and Grandy, which I think is a cute nickname instead of like grandma or grandpa. Grandy. I was reading my Star Wars books, which is why I haven't been posting anything, because I've been reading Star Wars books like mad. In the Mandalorian language of the bounty hunters such as Jango and Boba Fett, the word for grandfather and grandmother is the same, and I think it's Babuir. B-A-apostrophe-B-U-I-R. Yeah, and I like that, and that's very nerdy. But there's always the option of borrowing from gender-neutral languages, which is really cool. And I tried to Google search for languages that had gender-neutral family relationship words like that already existed, that we could just borrow from, and I couldn't really find that many. There aren't really any in French or Japanese, and those are the two languages that I'm learning and know. So, sorry. But I think there's stuff in Finnish, because Finnish is the one that has an actual gender-neutral pronoun in its vocab, which is super cool. So I like Finnish, and I'll have to look into that more. Godparent is gender-neutral, not exactly family, but sort of. Child, kid, which is a lot more friendly and fun. Cousin! It's great that cousin is gender-neutral. Grand-sibling for aunt and uncle, which I think is cool. I don't think that'll catch on. There was this huge thread and debate about finding a gender-neutral word for aunt and uncle. Someone recommended Z, spelled Z-I-E, which would be a combination / alternation of zio, Z-I-O, and zia, Z-I-A, which are Italian for uncle and aunt respectively, so you change the vowel at the end and get a gender-neutral form. Why not? And it's also the gender-neutral pronoun already, so it's like coincidence, and it could work, maybe. And someone recommended kin, which I think is sweet. I think all your relatives should be kin, and then their first name, and that would be really friendly and awesome. And then auncle, spelled A-U-N-C-L. I'd like to be an auncle. It's kind of predominantly masculine, like it took all of uncle, and it technically has the first 3 letters of aunt, but really it's like you only had to borrow the A. So it's kind of predominantly masculine, the generic masculine, but I still kind of like it. It's got that sound to it. It's a little bit like the French oncle, but it's uncle. I could be an uncle. That would be cool. Those were the gender-neutral words that I found. You could also use suffixes, like in Japanese, which would be cool. It'd be like Kori-san, or Kori-chan, or maybe Kori-sensei as a teacher. So my title would be Teacher Kori instead of Ms. I got an email today that said Ms. and I was like, ugh. So I'd like to avoid that. Apparently in Thai, the polite term of address for an aunt or uncle who is older than your parents is ah, and then their first name. So you precede it with AH, so it would be ah Kori. And for an aunt or uncle younger than your parents, it's na, so it would be na Kori. And I think that's pretty cool. You know, go Thai. Someone else mentioned that cousin is used to refer to a lot of extended family members, and could be just anybody. So even your aunt or uncle could be cousin. Because we get really confused after first cousins and just label everyone as cousin! Second, third, 3 times removed, whatever. So that could work too. And then there's also artificial languages that we've made. Like Esperanto is not that great, especially because it has a masculine default and then derives everything off of it. But IDO is pretty cool. It starts with a gender-neutral root and then derives both masculine and feminine from it, which is pretty cool. Except in certain cases where it has 3 different roots, like matro and patro for mother and father, because like both of those we're so used to already, and it's kind of made for English speakers. And then it has a different one for gender-neutral, I think vatro or something. Probably not, I don't know. But that's cool. But artificial languages don't really catch on, except with people like Star Trek fans, Trekkies, who learn Klingon, and people like me, who memorize Mandalorian words from Star Trek books. So that's it for terms to call each other, but there are also terms of endearment that were brought up in Sam's video, and then in a comment on Sam's video on his personal page, Dweeby-doo. And so then I did another Google search. I was just all Google searching this week, today, and I found a very entertaining list of terms of endearment and flirting website that was coded for what genders it could be used with, supposedly. And they were pretty fun. Awesome. Talk to you whenever I can. Bye.